Hello, it's ShadeX, and today I'll be talking about Star Trek Lower Decks. I want to start this video by saying that I haven't watched much Star Trek aside from the first J.J. Abrams film, but I know the show is very influential. Lower Decks is a CBS All Access exclusive, you know, the streaming service nobody has. I won't subscribe to that service, mainly because there are so many streaming services out there right now. I mean, I will watch this show and totally pay for it. Yeah. Totally. Anyway, a trailer was released on YouTube on July 12th, which got 4 million views. The likes and dislikes are disabled. The comment section is disabled. It's clear some people really don't like this show. I personally have no issue with the cartoon. Star Trek's Lower Decks is inoffensive to me. Still, it is clear people don't like the show based on the trailer, and there are multiple negative videos on the same subject. Here are my thoughts on Lower Decks. It looks promising in my opinion. But ShadeX! The show ruined my childhood! How dare you have an opinion? Dude, chill. This isn't ruining your childhood. It isn't even out yet. There are still 2 other current Star Trek shows out, and this is just a spin-off cartoon. Plus, if you don't like any of the new Star Trek shows, there are plenty of old Star Trek shows to watch. Chill! This is just a joke. But seriously, let's take a look at the video, specifically the reactionary titles and thumbnails. First, there's this dude who just wrote Star Trek Lower Decks is an abomination on a marker board. The dude did not put any effort into his thumbnail whatsoever. He literally just took a picture of his whiteboard, possibly with his webcam. Then there is this thumbnail by The Quartering, which is interesting to say the least. The thumbnail is just a total mess. This is graphic design at its worst. Then there's the title. Epic Fail! Star Trek Lower Decks, destroyed by fans. Lazy, unfunny, and CBS already hiding. Then there's Mecha Random, a woman who made 3 whole Lower Decks videos. And while I could bash her for that, I won't, as I did 3 Johnny Test videos. I also did 2 Butch Hartman videos, so I understand the YouTube grind. Then there's Midnight's Edge, who did a reaction video and a 2-hour stream about the trailer. People are outraged about the show. Should I hate Lower Decks like they do? Yes, it's awful. In fact, I just recorded a rant on it. Okay. I saw the trailer for Star Trek Lower Decks, and I hated it. I hate this show. Fuck this show. The trailer came out July 12th, and it pissed me off. It made me fucking mad. The show, it's a comedy. It's a Star Trek comedy. They made it a comedy. Star Trek is a sci-fi show. It's supposed to be serious. And they made it a comedy. Just kidding, that was a joke. That was my parody of Matthew Davis's legendary Johnny Test rant. The real answer is no, I don't hate this show. That's funny because the show isn't even out yet and the trailer itself doesn't look that bad. Were the jokes funny? Not really. Still, this is just a trailer. Lower Decks is a cartoon that is being written by Mike McMahon, who is a former Rick and Morty writer and the co-creator of Justin Roiland's other show, Solar Opposites. What I find interesting about Lower Decks is that it's a show that takes place in the Star Trek universe that has a comedy spin to it. There have been multiple spoofs of Star Trek in cartoons in the past, but now there's an official show poking fun at the franchise. The show focuses on the people at the bottom of the ship. Lower Decks seems to be an underdog story of sorts, and I like that. I really like Solar Opposites, so I think I will like this show if I end up watching it. I trust Mike McMahon with this show. Still, I do understand some criticism of the show. There are quite a few sci-fi cartoons out currently, like Rick and Morty, which Mike worked on. The show looks awfully similar to that show and Final Space. Also, before the comment section was disabled, I saw some comments about Lower Decks being similar to the Orville, which is Seth MacFarlane's live-action homage to Star Trek. So there is the dumb criticism that this show is Star Trek Teen Titans Go. The show is not a kid's show. That isn't a valid criticism to the show. This is something new for the franchise, pretty much. It's a comedy take on Star Trek that's animated, and I am fine with that. Anyway, the art style of Lower Decks isn't anything fantastic. It is not bad either, but it is pretty clear that the studio asked the character designers to make the characters look like Rick and Morty ones. I saw a great tweet by Nintendo, who said that he wishes the show didn't go for a Rick and Morty type art style, that he would have preferred if they went with the Filmation art style from the first Star Trek cartoon. In all honesty, that would have been a great homage to the show. In conclusion, Star Trek Lower Decks looks fine. It isn't comparable to anything like Teen Titans Go or Thundercats Roar, as this is an adult animated cartoon. Do I wish they gave the show a different art style? Yes. I kinda wish the cartoon would stand out from the rest of the adult animated sci-fi shows that are out right now. Still, I am okay with the show existing. I am not mad about it or anything. Interestingly enough, there is a Nickelodeon Star Trek show that is separate from Lower Decks. The show might be more action focused and will air on the channel. I'm curious how the show will look, as it will be in CGI, so there's a chance people on the internet might complain about that too, once a trailer comes out. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Star Trek Lower Decks? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent to it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. This has been ShadeX, and I hope you feel nothing but good vibes.